Um, my name is Gbenga Omotayo, and I'm the executive director at the US Africa Trade and Business Network. We are a 501c nonprofit organization, and we started this organization we incorporated this nonprofit in 2019. But the work that we do has started years back before that. We've worked at the United Nations General Assembly, and we've done quite a lot of events as to that regard. I'm trying to share my screen, so forgive me for that. I don't know if you can see my screen now.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, Mr. Tumisefu can speak now. Awesome. Everything is working out.
Yeah, it's now working.
I'm glad. I'm really glad. I'm really glad. Thank you so much. So, like I said, we're very excited to be partnering with this awesome organization, African Diplomatic Academy and Susatos Limited, to be bringing this value event to our people. The name of our organization is called US Africa Trade and Business Network. Like I said, we're a 501c3 organization. We started in 2019 formally, and we've done a lot of events in and outside of the United Nations. Our passion is to connect businesses in Africa and the US together for trade and investment. And we achieve this through events such as the US Africa Business Expo, through trade mission to Africa, and through B2B matchmaking event. On the screen is a little bit about myself. I was not originally into trade and investment. I was in marketing, but something happened to me a couple of years ago. I got in contact. I went to an event in Florida, and I met a group of French-speaking women, and they brought products. They brought those products to sell. At that event, it's an exhibition. The custom officer who did an analysis of the product condemned the product. The labeling was wrong. The packaging was wrong. It wasn't hygienic, the size and everything. So everything about the product, it was apparent that they didn't prepare, but they just wanted to come and sell product in the US. And so what happened was when so what happened was when the event was over, now they have to return back to Africa. They have to take those products back. It's a lot of money. In fact, many of them had to leave their product behind, because it's going to cost them so much money. And that was how I began to do some research, and I found out that America is the biggest consumer market. There's a lot of opportunity to do business here, especially for Africans with products. There's a lot of investment opportunity as well for Africans to tap into the resources in the US, but there's a lack of a bridge. There's a lot of big events that you hear their names, where president, they go there, or the president. But the problem is they go to those meetings to talk about policy. They talk, they take pictures, they slap their shoulders, but it does not impact the regular folks, the MSMEs who are trying to do business. And so we realized the need for us to step in and begin to do something like this. And we thought, when is the best time to get the most Africans into New York or into America? We said, okay, it has to be during the United Nations General Assembly, because that is the time where all the African leaders, they come to New York. And that was why we chose that event to hold during the United Nations General Assembly. On the screen are just some of the events that we've done. I'm sure you've seen it already. So the Expo is an annual event, and they attract high net worth individuals, potential investors, C-suite executives, government officials. We've partnered with Exim Bank, Export Import Bank. We partner with Small Business Administration, Department of Commerce. So we always bring the US government to the table when it comes to our event so that they also can bring relevant knowledge. Now, for this event this year is taking place between the 12th to the 22nd. Between the 12th and the 17th, on the 13th, the United Nations would officially open this year. So the week of the 12th to the 17th, we're going to have our event. And the following week from the 21st, actually from the 19th to the 22nd, that is Monday to Thursday, we're going to be taking our delegates to select UN events. In fact, on the 17th, the mayor of New York will be hosting all Africans who are here in the US and those who are coming in, from Africa. He's going to be hosting them in his house on September 17th. So that will be like the final event of the week. But I'm going to go through what happened from the 12th to the 17th in a little while. These are the deliverables. These are the outcome of this event. The goal is to help African MSMEs find market for their export-ready products while expanding their distribution network. So maybe you already have a product that is doing well in Africa, or you're developing a product and you're creating a product, or you even have only the raw materials. You want to turn it into a product. This event will not just only help you get that product together, it would also help you find market for your product, right? And for those products that comes into our show, those who are exhibiting at our event, we're going to make sure their product would undergo compliance and standardization. Because one of the problems we found out was that people bring products, but there is no standardization. Each country is supposed to have a standardizing organization like the FDA. I know Ghana has the FDA. I know Nigeria has NAFDAC, but I don't know about other countries. But you find out that there's no conversation between the standardizing organization in the home country and the standardizing organization in the US. So what we're going to do is we as an organization, we know what the market is asking for. We're going to examine your product and we're going to make sure it complies, because without compliance, it cannot be sold in the US market. And also, we have folks coming from customs that will be having a bilateral conversation with some select compliant officers in different countries. Of course, increased investment opportunities for US and African businesses. Attendees will gain key knowledge and know-how on US African market. Like I said, we always bring C-level executives and government agencies to the table to come and speak about the latest policy. What is AGOA? Is AGOA coming back? Is Prosper Africa doing anything unique? Are there anything we should know to take advantages of? So all of this will be discussed there. Of course, it would enhance trade agreement between US and Africa. Of course, it would increase participation towards the fulfillment of the SDG goals. For those who are big on the AU 2063 goals. And also, this is big, helping to harness the resources of the diaspora. We have a lot of Africans who are here and they want to go back. They want to give back. They don't know how. They're scared. So this event has a forum where the diaspora would engage with folks coming from Africa and connection can be established. I'm going to rush through because of time, apparently, but the agenda that we have right now, there's going to be a pre-event orientation tour. We intend to take our participants. First, they're going to go to the United Nations. We're going to have a tour of the United Nations. We're going to have a tour of select locations in the city. And we're also going to go on a tour to some locations where we have the SBDA and we have the FDA and customs in the pipeline. There's going to be speed networking sessions. So what we would do for everyone that register, if you register for this event and you said, I sell coffee, I'm looking for who will buy coffee from me. For everybody that register for this event, we're going to bring 2 participants to the table, 2 buyer, off-taker, or someone who is interested in your coffee to the table. You're going to do one-on-one meetings with them. Is that all you're going to meet? No. At the event, you're still going to meet more people, but we as an organization is saying, as soon as you register, we're going to set up a meeting with you on or before the date of that event. Of course, seminars, workshop, that there's a workshop, a big one that I think this is still up there. So so there's going to be seminar, B2B matchmaking, and this event is going to be virtual and in person as well, meaning that whether you're watching it online or you're here live, you're going to be able to participate. You can communicate with both who are on ground, and those who are on ground can communicate with those who are watching it online. In fact, you can get an exhibition booth virtually online, and people can see your product. And finally, we're launching a fundraising. We're launching a fundraising gala. It's an award gala that we want to celebrate Africans who are doing great things here. These are the attractions. I've talked about most of them already. Then let me just go to. So basically, this is a flyer. Like I said, 12th to the 17th, and the 19th to the 22nd is a select event. Meaning these are not our event, but we've selected some United Nations event that we want you to attend. So we would arrange all of that. But our own event is between the 12th and the 17th. Now, there's some other things that I thought this for some reason I didn't see the changes. There's some things I would have loved to talk about, but they're not on this slide. But let me quickly go back because I want to emphasize them. There was some things that I told my assistant to put in this slide, but I'm not seeing it in the slide now. So what I would just
time. Sorry, we have time. I think I planned like 30 to 45 minutes if you can do it.
we have time, right? Okay.
No,
If we have time.
plan 1 hour on my own to just do what you want to do. Now I have another guest coming, meaning is here in Los Angeles, meaning you take your time because we want to make
Okay.
sure people understand what's going
Okay.
on. Hi, let me say hi to the guests who come. Hi, Vincent. Pardon, Vasilis, comment ça va? Bonjour. He's from Haiti.
Ça va bien, merci et vous?
Je vais bien, merci. We have somebody from Haiti right now. We have somebody from Rwanda in the other side of the African continent, and we have our brother Gbenga, who is in the East Coast right now, right in New York, right?
New York, yes. Nice to meet everyone.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
Nice to meet you. I'm happy to be here with you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. So since I have a little bit more time, I'm going to go back and reemphasize on some things. So if you just allow me to share my screen again, I'll just, I'm going to, yeah, forgive me. I'm just trying to multitask here, okay?
Take your time, please.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, so let's do this. Okay. So this is a brochure that we're sending out. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I've talked about all of this. Now, these are the key areas of focus, right? Trade and investment, health, security, climate and food security, tourism, gender equality, and the African diaspora, which I had already talked about. And if you have any question, please stop me so that I can quickly, address those questions. Now, who are the target audience? Our audience cuts across from the private and the public sector. We have MSMEs coming in out of Africa and within the US as well. We have investors, we have off-takers, we have distributors, agencies, parastatals, entrepreneur, business, political, and diplomatic leaders. We've reached out to 54 countries of Africa. and we expect to see a good number. We may not get 54 African countries diplomatic leaders, but we'll get a good number of them at that event. The strategic objective is to grow the US and African economy through partnership and trade exhibition, to increase the number of US and African MSMEs that will leverage AGOA, ACFTA, and Prosper Africa. These three key trade policies and initiative, they are very key to African and US trade relations. So our goal is to increase the number of people that are leveraging this trade policy, and to create a forum for leveraging the power and the wealth of the African diaspora. You see, CNN said that Africa is a secret weapon. That the diaspora is a secret weapon of Africa. So we want to continue to dialogue with the African diaspora and bring them to the table and bring their money to the table and bring their expertise and resources, so that our brothers and sisters that are coming from the motherland can tap into this connection. And right now it's already happening. I have two of our people in our network. They're already doing business with Nigeria. They're buying shea butter at the level of 20-foot container. And these are not businesses. These are just African diaspora who wanted to do business with the motherland. And there are a lot of many more. Buying soap, buying oil, coming to repackage them, buying coffee, turning it into product, or creating schools, or buying sewing machine just to empower people back home. So that is what we want to continue to do, to bring Africans and African Americans who are living in the US, to bring them to the room so that they can see the awesomeness of Africa and the product of Africa, and they can begin to connect with them at that level. There's going to be B2B matchmaking. Like I said before, we're going to create a matchmaking room where we're going to match you up with people who have interest, who have indicated interest in either buying from you or selling to you or knowing you more. So as soon as we get that, we'll do the connection with our application. Of course, opportunity to promote your business internationally, not just at the venue, but also online as well. And the structure and agenda of the event, like I said, the key subsector we're focusing on is commodities, right? Commodities, agribusiness and agro-allied. There's a lot of African product now, agribusiness, that is popular here. The other day we saw a Chinese company branded our cassava, and they're selling our cassava to us. So Chinese now, they're taking our product, they're making it into an international product. And why is our product attractive? Is because of the it's because of the organic nature of those products. And so we're focusing on that. We're focusing on value-added packaged foods, art and craft, textile apparels, beauty and cosmetics. These are all well-performing subsector in the US, product subsector. So there'll be, like I said, pre-orientation. I've done this, so I don't want to repeat. So it won't be fair for me to repeat back what I've already told you. Okay? So in terms of our key sessions, there's going to be a session that will be talking about ACFTA, and this is going to be inside the United Nations General Assembly. This will be on the 15th. So if you register as an international attendee, you're going to be able to get into this event. It's going to be on the 15th. I think that's Thursday. And you're going to be able to meet captain of industries. You're going to meet, head of mission ambassadors from different countries. And you're going to meet some high-level individuals who will be a great value to you. You'll be able to go into the UN, take picture. You'll be able to, in fact, we plan to have a press conference, just experience the United Nations as well. So that's the first session, which will happen on the 15th. On the 16th, So, okay, so let me backtrack. So we structure this event as 3-in-1. There's going to be one. There'll be a lot of side events, but the major ones, there'll be one on Thursday, the 15th September, and that's the one I just talked about. Then on Friday, the 16th, there will be 3-in-1. There will be exhibition and conference that will happen during the day from 8 o'clock set up to about 5 p.m. It will be a mix of conference and exhibition. Then in the night of that same 16th September, there's going to be an award gala. We're going to just come out and have a great time, all of us together, and we're going to award some individuals who are doing great work amongst us. There are a lot of senators, not even senators, there are a lot of Congress people that we know that are facilitating some policies and some legislation to help us in Africa. And nobody has recognized these folks. So there are a lot of people, even beyond politicians, that we need to highlight what they're doing. So having said that there will be 3 major events, then we're now going to build a lot of other pockets of events in that week. But remember, I also said that the following week from the 19th to the 22nd, which is Monday to Thursday, and that's the week that there will be high-level deliberation going on, we are going to get our delegates into select UN event. Those are not our event, but they are relevant events of the UN that will facilitate our delegates attending. I forgot to mention that on the 17th, the mayor of New York is going to be hosting the African diaspora and those of us coming from the motherland in his residence, the Gracie Mansion. There's going to be a lot of Africans, a lot of food, drink, mingle, picture. It's very colorful. Every worthy African in New York City is always at that event. So I'm sure you're probably going to bump into someone you know if you attend that event. So now breaking down those 3 days, the first one is the one that will happen inside the UN, the first event on the 15th, which is a Thursday. Now, from here, US Africa Market Access all the way down to this place would all happen on the 16th, which is the main conference and exhibition. I want you to understand that even though we have this locked in, there's still a lot of value we're trying to add to this, to make it better and better. So things may change, but none of this will be taken away. It may get better, but it won't be taken away. It may be more enhanced and be more laser focused. The next conference that will happen, sorry, I said conference, the panel, we talked about US African market access. How do you access the market through access to grants and loans? How do you work with Exim Bank, Export and Import Bank of the United States? I'm sure people don't know that while you're in Africa, Exim Bank can work for you. Even though Exim Bank is created to only support export opportunity for US companies, but there's a way you can flip the coin and those in Africa can leverage it. So these are a lot of other things that will be talked about. And of course, we're bringing in a venture capitalist. He's a global renowned venture capitalist. He's going to be talking about using venture capitalism as a tool to helping MSMEs in Africa and the US. And following that, anyone that have a worthy product, we will vet it. If it meets the standard they're looking for, you're going to meet with them one-on-one. You're going to present your product or your project and how much you're looking for. Then we have the trade policy, which I talked about. We'll talk about AGOA, Prosper Africa, and ACFTA, African Continental Free Trade Area. Then there's going to be this one. This is our feature. This is our main panel. This is actually a workshop, and it's going to have the United States border, custom and border control, CBD. Those are the custom guys. He's going to have the Food and Drug Administration. Those are the ones that regulate the food that you sell in the US market. What should the label carry? How do you break down your your nutritional label. What are the information they want to see? They are the one that will tell you that if you want to produce groundnut, then that groundnut should be manufactured in an FDA approved facility somewhere in Africa. And they're the one that will give you approval for your facility to be able to manufacture. And if you're able to do that, then nobody's going to stop you when you get to the US because they believe that you followed the processes back home. So then it's also going to have the US SBD, US Department of Agriculture, because there's some products that are regulated by the United States Department of Agriculture. If you're bringing plants that is live and things like that, they will want to know, what's this plant? Does it carry germs or anything, microorganism that may affect people here and all of that? So all of these folks, they're going to be on the table, and we're going to have an end-to-end, A to Z, a wider, open, clear picture of, I'm an African, I'm on the farm, but I want to come and sell in the US. They will tell you how to turn everything to product, how to take that product through shipping and contract, get to the US, clear your goods, follow processes on labeling, packaging. Is my time up? Well, is my time up?
No, okay, it's okay. You can still go on. Myself, I'm so interested in what you say. I'm writing the question because I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly round up now anyway.
Yeah,
So,
people are coming in and out. Yeah.
Yeah, so then so this workshop is going to do all of that. Then we have the Doing Business in African Spotlight series. We want our ambassadors to come. Either an ambassador will come, or the head of an export agency, or the head of an investment agency. There has to be a high-level government official who will come and say, my name is Ambassador this, I'm from the country of Nigeria, and Nigeria has 3-5 export-ready products, and we have it in abundance. We're looking to do business with the US, with anyone. We're going to, we provide the enabling environment. We provide the arable land. You set up your factory. So they will basically come and pitch for their country. This is a package we want our government to be part of. This is where we want the government of different countries to come on the table and be able to do that. And of course, the award gala. Because I said we're a non-profit organization, we're going to use this gala to fundraise. We want to launch a program, a peer mentoring program that will connect African diaspora, who is a professional, with an African in Africa who need the professionalism of the African in the diaspora. So we will match you together. You need this. And here we are in the diaspora, we have this to offer. So we're going to pair you together. We put you in an application where you can mentor each other in a safe environment. And at the end of the day, the goal is to have a knowledge transfer from the diaspora to Africa. I've talked about the outcome already. I'm sure everybody heard that, so there's no need for me to talk about the outcome of this event. Also, I've talked about the orientation, the things that will happen. This is the award. I talked about that as well. These are just the pricing packages. I'm not going to go through it because it's lengthy. So I'm going bless you. These are different packages where people can be part of this, but I'm not going to go through it. But this document can be sent out to anyone who wants it. And so that's pretty much my presentation. I'll take questions. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for this presentation. It was amazing. I know some have questions right now. I see some question in the chat. Maybe friend of the African Union is writing. I know that Mr. Urshel Daniel is here.
Okay.
We have the friend of the African Union is based in Cincinnati, Ohio. Is one of the organization I am also partnering with. We're going to find the logo. You see the great seal of the friend of the African Union is the organization.
Nice.
I'm going to bring different organizations, and we're going to partner together for this event.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you.
And for
You're
those
most welcome.
go ahead.
I see Mr. Usher Daniels, hands up. Please go ahead.
Yes, is this in line with the AU Agenda 2063 implementation of the African diaspora, the 5 points of the African diaspora?
Thank you, sir, for your question. Absolutely. I think maybe you were not there then. I spoke about one of the expected deliverables of this event is the fulfillment of the African AU 63 agenda. And let me see if I can quickly go back there. And the reason why we did that is because there is no way Africa is going to achieve the agenda 2063 without the input of the diaspora. And because we are strategically positioned to connect African diaspora with Africans at home, and we're already seeing results. I gave an example of people who are already buying products, through our platform from our people back home. I gave example of people who are already impacting the well-being of the people by providing education, schools, scholarship, and even a sewing machine that they can use to make ends meet on a day-to-day basis. And on a bigger scale, on a larger scale, we're launching a peer mentoring program that will be able to connect African diaspora with those on ground towards fulfilling the objectives. And finally, the African Union ambassador to the US, Her Excellency Hilda, has been fully briefed, and we expect her to be at this event. The only reason that we've not put a picture all over the places, we just want her to confirm which of the days she's going to be attending. So yes, we are fully vested in the Agenda 2063. I think this is where I'm going to find it. Yes, so increased participation towards the fulfillment of the SDG goals in 2030 and the AU Agenda 2063 goals. Yes, to answer your question. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
If you have a question, feel free. I think that Ejid jumped out from Rwanda. I see he's out. Maybe it's his computer. I'm going to see if he's on WhatsApp. Just to give you the good news that I received today for the African Diplomatic Academy that I represent in in Northern Africa, Northern America, sorry, Canada, Mexico,
Right.
Central and South America. We have now, we just signed an agreement with the president of the diaspora, the African Union. We have with the ambassador of the state of the African diaspora in the UN. I just received the information right now, meaning I'm waiting the press release to share it with you and to be able to definitely.
Congratulations. That's good. That's good. That's amazing. That's the type of news we want to hear. We will get there as a people. We will get there. Everybody just do their bit. Congrats.
Thank you. And
I think you said you have your questions, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I say, okay, for anyone want to ask a question, please feel free to open your mic and ask a question. We are not many, meaning it's easier to manage like that. And specifically maybe Windsor, who is taking care of the Caribbean, where we have African descent there. We
nice.
About them, but they are like us, however. Please, Windsor, Miss Lily or Paul, if you have a question, feel free to ask. Thank you.
As a matter of fact, I do. I'm trying to figure out how it would benefit the Caribbean, because we work with different, basically we are signed up, we are the Caribbean American and Heritage Foundation. We are signed up with 22 countries in the Caribbean, which we do business with. So how can you incorporate us into this program? How can we benefit from it? What are your ideas?
It's really nice to meet you, Mr. Windsor, and thank you for all the great work that you do. Yes, so we never stop to talk about it. When we ask people to introduce themselves, the moment they say they're from the Caribbean, you say, no. So we begin to deal with them differently because we are brothers and sisters. And you find out that our culture, our food, the clothing, there are a lot of similarities. Even the movies, even the entertainment, there's so much cross-culture, interconnection. So I may be using the word Africa, but you have to forgive me. And maybe that's something we have to begin to consciously add into our conversation so that it doesn't appear that this is just enclosed Africa. And we're doing all we can to incorporate the Caribbean. Last 2 weeks, I was still talking to the ambassador to Jamaica, the Nigerian ambassador, about the need for us to actually be on ground, to be able to see what the Caribbean actually have. Because you find out that it's so interesting that the Africans, they've lost visibility to some things that were originally Africans, but the Caribbean and people who left the shores of Africa, they still have those things, and they use them more. They have more understanding of them than even those who are back in Africa. So my point is that there's need for us to have a sit down on a table where Caribbeans can showcase what it has, and Africans can at the same time see it as well. And while we're connecting the US to Africa, we also want to connect the US to the Caribbean from the point of, like I said, we're not doing anything new. The government, they have so much money, they're doing all these things we're trying to do. But the problem is they're doing it over our head. They're always doing policy. They're always doing big things. The president will come and do keynotes and everybody will shake their hands. They will take pictures and that's it. But we are looking at the people. How does this impact everyday life? And that's why we need to do this and focus and remember our primary constituents are Africans in the diaspora. And Africans in the diaspora include, in fact, the African Union determined that the sixth harm, I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, is the African Caribbean, Africans in the diaspora, and the definition of African in the diaspora include people in the Caribbean. So that's on the table. And also, just to give you an evidence, we're not in partnership yet, but we are in close conversation and talks with an individual in Haiti. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well. I always struggle with that word, Haiti. What this man proposed is that why should we take our products 12 hours to bring them to the US when we can actually take the seed of our product to closer countries in the Caribbean who are 2-3 hours from the US and actually grow them. There's a lot of arable land in the Caribbean. So why don't you go and invest in the Caribbean highland? Why don't you buy lands? Why don't you grow your cassava? Why don't you grow everything? Then you bring it to the US. He showed us how the trade policy between the US and the Caribbean is even more favorable than the one that is between Africa and the US. And so we are in close talks with them. We are almost done with the first project that will be a pilot to be able to show government and private sectors, in Africa, the need to follow this model of coming into the Caribbean and growing and manufacturing there and then bringing them in to the US. So that's one of the vehicles that we're pushing, and to show that our agenda is not just purely African, it's all inclusive of the Caribbean as well. I know I spoke too long, but you will forgive me. I'm sure you got my explanation.
Yes, my friend, I do understand it, and I'm looking forward to be part of it because to me, it's one of the best solutions for us as a people. So I'm looking forward to it. And if
Thank
there's
you.
anything I could do to help, please let me know. And I think between Africa and the Caribbean, we could hold
Yes,
our own.
we should. We should.
There's no
And that's
reason
the
why we
agenda.
shouldn't.
There's no reason why we shouldn't. At this age and at this time, there's really no reason. And that's
Yeah.
why everybody will play their role. And again, think about it. If there was never a platform like this, there would have never been a gentleman who has the blueprint of us growing things in the Caribbean island and bringing it to the US. So conversations like this, event like this would always spark up innovative ideas and innovative solutions that will help us as a people. Thank you, Mr. Windsor. And to your question, I'll defer to Sister Adrienne. She would know the best way, because when she brought you to the table, she knows why she brought you to the table, and she'll be able to tell us how we can leverage that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, in fact, Windsor and I, we are both in California. And we have also the Garifuna Nation on all the Caribbean who are Black like us, descendant of people who has been kidnapped in the continent of Africa, and most of the time enslaved. Even if we came there before that era that we are talking about, we are working with the Garifunas Nation, meaning the Garifuna has in Belize, Windsor is from Haiti. We are working also with the Latino. What you don't know,
Wow.
also Spanish, yo hablo español también, Windsor también. My daughter is Afro-Latina. She's half Latina, half Senegalese, half Nicaraguan, half Senegalese, meaning there is a big community of African descendant Black people who want to work with us. They are part of the diaspora. We always forget. Meaning we are already with Windsor working on this path, and every time that there is something we exchange, we say, okay, Windsor, what is happening? Like tomorrow, we might be at the drum session with the Senegalese who did the movie, the music, the trail for the Black Panthers. They live here in Los Angeles, California. They are here. They are our friends, meaning tomorrow they have an event we're going to attend, and we connect with all the organizations who are here. We want to make sure that we learn from the Mercosur and Las Americas, because last month, or this month, right, there was a conference of the Americas where all the Latinos, people, the country in Latin America and Northern America and all the continent of America from North to Middle to South were in Los Angeles here and doing a big event. President Biden came here and all happened here in Los Angeles. We can do the same in LA. We can do exactly the same with the mayor who is leaving, the new mayor. We have people for Congress. We have
Wow, I lost you there. I think we lost your.
Los Angeles. I called current price and I said, let's go. We went and we met them. Next week, we visit the city hall, and they might meet the mayor of Los Angeles next week. Meaning, this is how we do, how we connect. And definitely, I'm so interested in this collaboration. I know maybe somebody has a question, maybe Ejid, maybe Paul, maybe Lillian, who is here, who is Ejid assistant. Ejid, if you have a question, please.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank everybody. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this, because this is very important, not only to Rwandans, because I'm from Rwanda, but also for the whole East Africa. I don't have a question because everything is clear, but I just wanted to thank you and tell you that we've been doing this as well, and we are connecting the East Africa to manufacturers abroad, but also our product made in East Africa. We're looking forward to bring them or to take them to the international market. We are good producers of coffee and related things, tea and stuff like that. So it is an opportunity not only for Rwandans, but also for the whole East Africa and its people. And that is a bigger market when you look at only the population of DRC, the population of Uganda, of Kenya, of Tanzania. This is the right time to cooperate with the whole world and see how we can trade with each other. So yeah, everything is very clear. I really want to thank you for preparing such a big event, which I'm expecting that it can be very useful to each one of us and to the people we represent. So as CEO and President Susa, I see a very big opportunity into this, and I'm very glad to be here. So not a question, but just want to thank you for inviting us.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Tumusefo. I
Amani,
hope
Amani, my name is Amani Ejid. I'm using an iPad with the name Tumusefo.
Okay, so sorry, what's your name? Amani.
Amani.
Like
Ejid.
ARMANI?
AMANI.
Okay. AMANI. Okay.
Yes, and by the way, to inform you, I'm meeting the Minister of Trade of Uganda after talking to our leaders here about this same program, because I spoke to, we've been talking about this with Adrienne. So I'm traveling to Uganda to meet the Minister of Trade, to meet the head of the private sector federation, as well as the head of the trade department, which is part of the government. So I'll be meeting them, and I'll be glad to talk about this trade mission, if I may call it that way.
Thank you so much. Yes, we would love you to do just that. Also, I'd like to let you know that I spoke with the mayor of New York. I was with him over the weekend, on Sunday specifically, and he's the second Black mayor New York ever had. And we're talking about a city of over $100 billion budget. It's huge, it's big. But we're talking about countries, we're not talking about 10, 20, 30 in Africa. My point is, he said it during his campaign, and we had that conversation on Sunday. He said he would like to establish a sister city relationship with all the major cities in Africa.
Wow.
When he won the election, I don't know if you know, he went to Ghana. He went to spiritual cleansing. He said, I need to go meet my forefathers. Even when you go to church, he talks about it. He's very big about Africa. And he said he wants that connection. He wants that flow of trade and investment. So he wants to use the sister city relationship as a vehicle to doing that. He's our keynote at this event. He's going to be meeting some of our leaders. So I said this to say that if you go, you may want to facilitate that conversation in September, so that either a governor from a state or someone representing a major city or even government can be in attendance, so that they can have that conversation with the mayor. And you can tell him, you can place demand on the city, and we can talk about how to make it happen. Just wanted to bring that information to you.
Very good, very good.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
Any more questions? And Ejid also, Imani has the logo that you have, that US tour is his logo. Is one partner.
Oh, okay, that's your logo. Okay, so you're already flying. Okay. So that's very good. I was going to ask Sister Adrienne, but I'm glad you mentioned that. So this is you. So this is Susa Tours, right?
Yes,
Correct.
but I will
Susa.
send you the website. I'll send you the
Okay.
website so that you can have a look at what you do. We do exactly
Okay.
almost the same thing. We into connection,
So we
business networking.
so we need to be able to facilitate that bilateral now between East
Mhm.
Africa and the
Mhm.
rest of the world. So that's a niche that you have, just like the way I spoke to Mr. Windsor about the Caribbean. We have to figure out how to leverage, the market that we have relationship with to further your goal, the vision of your organization. Because at the end of the day, you want to bring value to your people. And if there's a way you can do that without losing your identity. In fact, we don't want you to lose your identity. We want people to see your logo everywhere. We want people to see that you're behind whatever you're doing, even though this is all about US Africa Business Expo. But people need to know that this is where you're coming. And this is our Miss Adrienne coming. We believe in that.
Well, thank you so much for this comment. I do have also, if anyone has a question, because I do have one question that is very,
Okay.
Miss Lillian, if you have a question, please jump on board. And because I know that you are the backbone of, for Agid, you are the one also working with him in the, as I say every time, in the back scene, right? Meaning anything you can say.
No question. Miss Agid said everything.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I have,
What's the question? Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Lillian, do you have a question?
No more questions.
Okay.
I was saying Miss Agid said everything.
Okay.
My question, I have two questions. There is, first of all, I was talking to Citibank. They are doing a survey to find out why we African descent, Black and brown people in the community, specifically in USA, we are not getting the funding that we deserve, because funding were here during the COVID, during the 2 years. Maybe you think that is not the subject, but definitely there were business that can be running by us. We always have issue to find grants. I write grants. I received yesterday an answer for a grant I wrote.
Congrats.
The situation is, in order to make that, we need to have this literacy to write grants, and nobody will teach you that. Is it something that you can add in the program, first of all? The second aspect is the role for the women. The women, you cannot escape with me with that topic, because I think that we always have the syndrome of imposter, that we like it or not, or we think that we are not good enough. What is do you have a specific space where we can showcase our professional, our business owners? I usually don't say male and female because we're all here together doing the same job, but we know that it's kind of difficult for African women to just be seen. Thank you.
Thank you. Great point. Absolutely. Grant writing is very, very important. And the companies, the organizations, even outside of the US, who can get grants in the US. So it's all about knowing how. So what you do is very, very good. It's a great thing you do. What we're planning to have is like a boot camp. I would say I wouldn't say it's a boot camp. It's a place where we're going to have consultants, right, in different fields. Be meeting with businesses, those who want to start a business, those who want to grow a business, those who want to fight their tax. So, and that's where this comes in, grant writing. So we can incorporate that into that and have a space for grant writing and business plan for those who need such. So yes, the only thing that we haven't decided is at what time during that week is that going to happen. So that's why it's not in the program yet, but we plan to have a session like that. But it's most likely might not be on Friday, which is the main, because it's kind of packed. but we're looking into that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Gbenga. I don't know if there is more to say. We're gonna have this presentation online. We're gonna share it with everybody, that you can share it with the people that you, with your partners or business partners or authorities or elected officials that you can invite to this event, because no matter what, they also write, they are the one who wrote for the AGOA, who agreed to have it at the Congress and Senate and everywhere. We talk about it. To renew it, we have the former President Trump who renew it under his mandate, meaning we want to make sure that this program can continue. Meaning elected officials are very important, because they are the one who write the check sometimes, they are the one who write the law, they are the right who write the bills. We want to make sure that we understand what we do. And this project is totally different from what we saw before. It's totally not the same when you go to a session and you sit and people talk for hours and you just leave without having interaction with the guest and interaction with the speaker. We want to make it different, and that will be it will be different. Thank you.
It will be different. Thank you so much for saying that very well. Absolutely, we have our elected officials that will definitely be in attendance. We have Congress women who fight. She's from the Caribbean and she's always been, fighting for small businesses. Even Senator Schumer, it's just that we don't know whether he will come, the majority leader, but he's aware. We have a couple of state senators. We have the mayor and his council. So yeah, we do have, we will definitely ensure we have a rich number of them on ground, so they can continue to help to advocate for, U.S., Africa, and Caribbean trade relations. You see, I just coined a name, U.S., Africa, Caribbean trade relations. I like that. It sounds very good. Thank you, sir. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's good. That's the word, U.S., Africa, and trade relations. Everybody here, that's the word you say. Don't say anything different. U.S., Africa, and trade, U.S., Africa, and Caribbean trade relations. Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, as we all finish, I think that we don't have more questions. Without further ado, we're gonna end this after the presentation with we're gonna leave to Mr. Gbenga the last word, and see if how we can close the session and just go and spread the word about this amazing conference that is coming in September. I'm so excited to be there. It's just like COVID is gone, almost, not yet. We have Nathaniel who entered right now. Ademola maybe has Adebayo maybe has a question. Mr. Adebayo, we were just on the call right now. If you have any question, please jump on board. We're going to share the presentation with everybody and make sure that people can share with their friends and partners and everybody. Welcome, Mr. Adebayo, Mr. Nathaniel. You can unmute your microphone if you want to speak.
Yeah, he's actually one of us.
Well, I had one thing to say. I'm sorry to interrupt. You don't have to put Caribbean, you put Carib, which is C-A-R-I-B. So that's 10 for the Caribbean when you put Carib.
Carib, yeah. U.S., Africa, and Carib. I love that. Yeah. That sounds good. And it's not long too. Right. U.S., Africa, and Carib. I like it. Carib. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So yeah, Nathaniel is the Associate Director in Africa. So thanks for stopping by. I know he was doing something. I guess he just wanted to say hello. So that's about it. On this note, I just want to thank Ms. Adrienne for what you do, for your passion and your leadership, and how you make things happen, how you came up with this idea, and how I realize it's very, very productive, and how I realize we should do this with all of our key stakeholders. Thank you for that, and for all that you do as well. And of course, to Mr. Windsor, thank you for the work that you do for the Caribbean, for the people, for the Carib people, and also to Mr. Oh, he left.
Amani is
Amani,
still
oh,
here.
Amani is still there. Mr.
I'm
Amani, for
here.
the great, yes, for the great work that you do for the East Africans. We need those coffee. We need those tea. Actually, when I met with some guys from the border control, customs and border control, one of the key products, because they wanted us to give them products they should use as case studies when they do their presentation. And it's so funny that tea and coffee is listed among those that will be used as case studies during that event. And the good thing with that is because they are mostly single ingredients. They are mostly single ingredient. They don't have a lot of complication, and they're very light. So those are products that can easily get into markets and start doing well. So thank you, Mr. Amani, for the work you do. My charge to the three of you is to do all you can for us to find your place in this event, own your place in this event. Let's make it successful, and let's impact our people. I think it's all about impact. If we're all looking for money, we're not going to be doing this. There are easier ways to make money than trying to figure out how to sell a continent whose leadership are every day, making things difficult. If we want to make money, we wouldn't come to an international export and import space where there's so many variables that makes coordination difficult, or even event planning, which is always challenging. This has to be passion. So I know you're doing this because of passion, and I want you to think passion, think about the people whose life will be impacted. As we seek to do this event, we needed to bring vendors. We're still looking for vendors, exhibitors, those in person, and those who would do that online. We have exhibit space online as well, virtual exhibit space. And we want people to come in person as well. We want people to register to attend. And we want government to be represented, not just the diplomat here, not just the ambassadors. We want people on ground to do that. Thank you so much. And let's have a great weekend. See you again.